Hello, this is Paras Yadav and I am going to discuss about climate change and climate feedback loop in this video. In this video I will discuss about what is the meaning of climate change, what is the consequences of climate change, how to prevent climate change, and at last I will discuss what is climate feedback loop. So let's start with what is the meaning of climate change. Climate change is the long-term alteration of temperature and typical weather patterns in a place. Weather is the short term changes which we can see in the form of temperature, cloud, and wind in a region or a city. The climate of region or city is its weather averaged over time. This is usually different for different seasons. So the next question is, who is responsible for the climate change? One of the major contributors in this is greenhouse gas emission. Greenhouse gases like CO2, nitrous oxide, and methane absorb and then radiate heat in Earth's atmosphere, which increases the temperature of Earth. Next one is volcanic eruption. Volcanoes affect the climate through the gases and particles thrown into the atmosphere during the eruption. Next one is changes in land cover. Land covered with dark colored vegetation absorbs CO2 and can negotiate some of the effect of global warming. Next one is strength of sun. The energy output of sun is never constant, it varies from time to time. Next one is deforestation. When trees are cut down and are allowed to rot, their stored carbon is released into air as carbon dioxide. That will affect the environment. Next one is the consequences of climate change. Climate change is affecting the habitat of several species, and even a small change in average temperature can have a significant effect on the ecosystem. Next is glacial ice melting. As climate changes causes temperature to rise, that will lead to the melting of ice. As the water vapor in the atmosphere level is increasing, that makes water availability less predictable. This will lead to more floods, cyclones, and drought. Climate change is rapidly warming the earth and altering ecosystem on land and sea that produce our food and therefore destructing our food chain. Climate change also lead to increase in wildfires and temperature that will create smoke and other unhealthy air pollutant, and this is very harmful for our health. Next one is how to prevent climate change. We can prevent climate change by using renewable energy. As we can increase the supply of renewable energy, we will have to replace carbon intensive energy sources. Recycling is a cost effective and eco friendly process that eliminates waste and doesn't emit greenhouse gases in the environment. We can reduce greenhouse gas emission by using public transport, installing solar light. We can prevent climate change by planting more and more trees, as trees can absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Next topic is climate feedback loop. In climate change, feedback loop is something accelerate or deaccelerate a warming trend. It will help in determining the climate sensitivity and future climate state. It will be of two types, positive feedback and negative feedback. Let's suppose initially temperature is increasing. Then positive feedback will help in increasing the temperature, while negative feedback will try to deaccelerate it. Positive feedback loops are dangerous for climate balance, and while negative feedback will provide balance to the climate. So here is the example of positive feedback. Initially temperature increases, that will lead to drought and wildfire. As wildfire and drought occurs, there will be a decomposition of trees, and that will lead to the releasing of CO2. As CO2 release, there will be increase in the temperature. As tree decomposes, so there will be less water vapor in the air. As there will be less water vapor in the air, that will lead to the rainfall decrease, and as rainfall decreases, that will again lead to the temperature increase. As we initially started with temperature increase and we again come on to the temperature increase, that means it is a positive feedback. I will end my video with a quote. Climate change is not some far off future problem we will have to face in few decades. The reality is it's happening right now. Thank you.